I was originally diagnosed with prostate cancer 2 years ago.
Right.
And what happened is it's mutated into lung cancer after I had been given the all clear, which was a disaster. And I asked the oncologist how long I had, and he said I had 12 months. And I said, well, if I went private, would you double that? And what happened was he said that there was nothing they could do for me, and it was chemotherapy and radiotherapy. That was it. And I was told I'd live to May, and do I look like someone who's dead to you?
No, you look very... You look,
I feel quite healthy, thanks.
Great.
I'm great. And so the thing is, people get hung up about death. You know, it's coming to us all, and people have this idea, oh, I better not talk about it because it might happen. It's like somebody taking a rabbit's foot into bingo and thinking it's lucky. It wasn't lucky for the rabbit.
Right.
It's true. And people this, the big C, we can't mention it. The minute, I have to say that what you have to do is, when you're given a terminal diagnosis, open up to people. Because if you become closed, it becomes a lonely world, it becomes a dark world, and it becomes a cold world. But the minute you open up to the world, it illuminates your journey, and people are there to help you.
Absolutely. And what about this idea that you need to fight the cancer, you need to put the wall up, you know? I mean, because do you think there's pressure on people with a diagnosis like that to feel like you need to fight back?
Oh yeah, there is pressure on people. They don't need that pressure, because if you're told, oh, if I'm not positive, I'm letting the side down. I mean, I've had chemotherapy and I was flat out. And if somebody had come up to me and said, be positive, I would have used all my energy to rise up and get my hands and put them round the throat. But the thing is, the idea of being positive, it's just a joke. It's not about being positive, it's about adapting to your situation.
Right.
Adapt. All the time.
And how, but it's unimaginable. I mean, how can you adapt? I mean, this is something that, you know, you would never really get experience of until when it happens to you. I mean, what sort of thing helped you?
Well, first of all, you say, how can I adapt? How can I adapt? I'm not a medical man, but you're going to die one day.
Right.
People don't realise that.
Right.
Everyone thinks it's going to happen to somebody else. Everybody thinks it's somebody else. You do not know how you're going to react to the diagnosis at the start. When you hear those words tumbling out the doctor's mouth, and some people go into meltdown. I meet people who have got cancer, and what they do is they curl up and they've given up. Imagine all the great moments I would have missed out on over the last year with my wonderful wife Bridget, who I love dearly. What I would have missed out on her with Bridget and the dog Babushka. But we didn't do that. And the fact is, we realised that we'd have to live every day as if it was our last and embrace it, even down to the funeral.
Right.
I phoned up my pals and I said, look guys, who's carrying my funeral? And I thought, right, now it's a pecking order. Do you have the longest running pal at the front or at the back? So I had them there, but what they don't know is, and this will be the first time they hear this, whatever camera we're on, the fact is, on my deathbed, my last message is that they must carry my coffin wearing a toga, and one must wear a mankini. So that's going to be a shock to them. Sorry about that, guys.
Well, that's certainly something.
That's a shocker.
It's a shocker. It is a shocker. It's a pleasant surprise the moment have. And I think just quickly, how important is your support network? The
palliative care system I've got is absolutely fantastic. You have to make yourself aware of what's out there. My wife and I became as professional as we could, as amateurs can, with regards to looking at what's out there. But the palliative care in Scotland is fantastic. You do not need to hit the button for Dignitas. You don't need to do it. Okay. Palliative care is here, and it works.
Okay, and we'll have to leave it there, I'm afraid. But thank you so much for sharing your story. Paul Meisak joining us on STV News tonight.